I didn't plan to stop that night. That's the first thing people always get wrong when I tell this story. They think I was reckless, like I wanted trouble. I didn't. I just wanted to get home. It was January 1st, 2026, just past midnight. New Year's fireworks were probably still going off somewhere, but out there, on that stretch of road, there was nothing. No lights, no noise. Just trees stacked so close together they swallowed the sky. I'd left a family gathering in rural Pennsylvania around 10:30 p.m. 2-hour drive back. Easy route. I'd done it a dozen times before. Same narrow highway, same woods pressing in on both sides, same feeling that the road was way longer at night than it ever was during the day. About 45 minutes in, it hit me. Not regular tired, not I need coffee tired. This was different. My eyes started burning like I'd been crying. My hands felt heavy on the steering wheel, like gravity had suddenly doubled. I remember blinking and realizing I didn't remember the last mile I'd driven. That scared me. I rolled the window down. Cold air slapped my face. I turned the music up louder than I should have. I even slapped my own cheek once, hard. But the tiredness didn't fade. It pressed down, like something was pushing my head toward sleep. I told myself, just find a place to pull over. 10 minutes, that's it. But there was nowhere. No rest stops, no gas stations, just trees. Endless trees. Thick, dark, watching. I checked the clock on my dashboard. 11:22 p.m. That's when I made the mistake. I saw a break in the bushes. Barely noticeable unless you were looking for it. A small patch of grass just off the road. Not a driveway, not a trail, just space. I slowed down. No headlights behind me. No cars coming the other way. I pulled in. I eased the car forward until the bushes hid most of it from the road. Killed the engine. The silence hit immediately, heavy and wrong. Even the usual night sounds felt muted, like the forest was holding its breath. I locked the doors without thinking. Then I leaned the seat back and closed my eyes. I don't know how long I slept. The first thing that woke me up wasn't loud. It was soft. A scratch. Not metal on metal, more like fingernails dragging lightly across plastic. I froze. My eyes snapped open. My heart was already racing, like it knew something before I did. I stared at the windshield, not breathing. The scratching stopped. I slowly turned my head toward the clock. 11:50 p.m., 28 minutes. I waited, listened. Nothing. No footsteps, no breathing, just silence again. Thick silence. I told myself it was an animal, a raccoon, a deer, something curious about the car. That made sense. It had to. I didn't even look outside. I closed my eyes again. That was mistake number 2. The second time I woke up, the scratching was louder, more deliberate, not random anymore. It was slower, like whoever or whatever was doing it was taking their time, dragging something along the side of the car, testing. I felt it through the door. My stomach dropped. I opened my eyes and checked the clock with shaking hands. 12:40 a.m., almost an hour later. That's when panic kicked in. Animals don't come back like that, not after an hour. And they don't scratch in patterns. This wasn't frantic. It wasn't curious. It felt intentional. The scratching didn't stop this time. I swallowed hard and forced myself to look in the rearview mirror. At first, I saw nothing, just darkness, trees, shadows. Then something moved, low, fast. I caught a glimpse of a shape darting back into the woods. Tall, too tall. It moved upright, not on all fours. Long arms swinging in a way that didn't look right. My brain scrambled for logic. A guy messing with me, a prank, someone living out here. Then another thought hit me, stupid and sudden, pulled straight from some half-remembered urban legend. The Hook Man. The story about the couple parked on the roadside, the scratching on the car, the hook left hanging from the door handle. I whispered, "Nope, nope, nope." My hands flew to the ignition. The engine roared to life louder than it ever had before. I didn't care if whoever it was heard me. I wanted light, motion, distance. I threw the car into drive and pulled back onto the road. My tires squealed. I didn't slow down until I hit the bend up ahead, maybe 100 yards from where I'd parked. That's when I saw it. Another car, parked off to the side of the road. Driver's side door wide open, engine off, lights dead, just sitting there like it had been abandoned mid-moment. I eased off the gas without meaning to. My headlights washed over the empty driver's seat. No movement, no sign of anyone nearby. A cold thought crept in. What if that was who was scratching my car? What if I just woke them up? I checked my rearview mirror. Nothing. Then, out of nowhere, someone burst into view. A man came sprinting around the bend behind me, full speed, arms pumping wildly. His mouth was open, and even with my windows up, I could hear him screaming, "Hey! Hey you!" His voice cracked. Not angry. Panicked. "Get out of your car!" he shouted. "Now!" The look on his face, I'll never forget it. Pure terror. Not rage, not threat. Fear so raw it looked like it hurt. Every instinct in my body screamed the same thing. Do not stop. I slammed my foot down and sped off, the man shrinking in my mirrors until he vanished into the darkness. I didn't slow down for the rest of the drive. I didn't look back again. I didn't sleep when I got home. Because one question kept replaying in my head, over and over, louder than the scratching ever was. Why would a man risk running into the road at night, unless what he'd left behind was worse than being hit by a car? I didn't tell anyone what happened that night. Not my parents, not my coworkers, not even my girlfriend. Because the more daylight there was, the more ridiculous it sounded. A guy on a road, scratching noises, fear, running. That's it. Nothing supernatural, nothing concrete. That's what I kept telling myself. Still, I didn't drive that route again for months. Then, about 6 weeks later, curiosity did what fear couldn't stop. I went back. It was a Saturday afternoon, broad daylight, clear sky, same road, same trees, but stripped of their menace by sunlight. Everything looked smaller, less threatening, almost boring. I found the spot easily. The break in the bushes was still there, but the grass was flattened. Not tire tracks, footprints, multiple, pressed deep into the soil, like people had been standing there for a long time, facing the road, facing where my car had been. My chest tightened. I stepped out of my car and walked closer. That's when I saw something half buried near the edge of the bushes. A phone. Old model. Cracked screen. No battery. I shouldn't have touched it. I did anyway. Later that day, I turned it into the local sheriff's office in the nearest town. I told them where I found it. Didn't mention the scratching. Didn't mention the man. The deputy behind the desk went quiet when I described the location. He asked me to wait. 10 minutes later, a second officer came out. Older. Tired eyes. He sat across from me and asked a single question. "Did you see anyone else out there that night?" I hesitated. Yes. He leaned back slowly. Then he told me the truth. 3 people had gone missing on that stretch of road over the last 4 years. Not hikers, not drifters, drivers. Always late at night, always alone, always tired. Their cars were usually found nearby, pulled off the road, hidden behind bushes, doors open. No signs of struggle, no blood, just abandoned. Search teams never found bodies. What they did find sometimes were scratch marks on doors, on windows, on the inside of trunks. The officer slid a printed photo across the desk. It was a grainy image from a traffic camera taken 2 years earlier. A man standing at the edge of the road, tall, thin. His arms hung too low, almost reaching his knees. His head was tilted slightly, like he was listening, waiting. The officer said quietly, "We think he waits for drivers to fall asleep." I asked, "Why?" He didn't answer right away. Instead, he told me about the abandoned car I'd seen. It belonged to a man named Eric Halverson. Eric hadn't been chasing me. He'd been running from the trees. Eric had woken up to scratching too, but when he looked outside, he saw more than one figure, watching, silent, standing just beyond the headlights' reach. They didn't touch his car at first. They waited. When Eric tried to start the engine, it wouldn't turn over. That's when he ran. The officer folded his hands and said, "Eric's phone last pinged near your car." I felt sick. "What happened to him?" I asked. The officer shook his head. "We don't know. But there's one thing." He lowered his voice. "All the missing drivers had something in common." I waited. They were all found later. My heart dropped. "Found?" He nodded. "Pieces, clothing, teeth, bone fragments." I whispered, "Animals?" He looked at me. "No." Then he said the sentence that still keeps me awake at night. "They were all found in basements." I stared at him. "Basements?" He nodded again. "Abandoned houses, old storm cellars, places not marked on any map." I laughed once, sharp and broken. "That doesn't make sense. There aren't houses out there." The officer met my eyes. "There are," he said. "They're just hidden." That night, I didn't sleep. At 2:11 a.m., my phone buzzed. Unknown number. One message. "You didn't stop. That's why you're still alive." I blocked the number. At 2:13 a.m., another message came through. Different number. "You parked where we could see you. You woke up too early. My hands were shaking so hard I dropped the phone. At 2:15 a.m., my screen lit up on its own. No notification, just a photo, a live photo from my phone's camera. It showed my bedroom, dark, and in the corner of the frame, the basement door, slightly open. I don't have a basement door in my bedroom. I never have. I turned slowly. The door was there, breathing, not opening, not closing, just waiting. I understood then. They don't hunt cars, they hunt sleep. They don't take you on the road, they follow you home. And if you don't stop, they learn where you live. This story is about predators that don't chase bodies. They wait for minds to shut down. Some roads don't end where the asphalt does. They end where you fall asleep.